Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it in the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time, for real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't call? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Put that on my soul. Oh no. They ain't hungry no more when it's time to eat crow. Or farming, I'm enhancing my glow. Ain't gon' argue with you about what I know. Photo album, all I'm seeing is ghosts. Had to remodel from pillar to post. Said what I said, I ain't come here to argue. You said congratulations, should've said sorry. Got it, now you won't be part of the party. Your access denied, I'm sorry, not sorry. When I needed air, niggas wouldn't have farted. Now they pulling up and thinking we solid. Now I'm on the phone talking $1 million topics. Up early, Zoom call out to Abu Dhabi. Don't answer my phone if it's gonna be about gossip. I don't really care, everybody got problems. That's why I be sharing my woes, letting y'all know it's okay, you can come up from the bottom. Scraping, scratching, clawing. Before I start running, I started with crawling. Before I got balance, I started with falling. Started with broke before I ever was balling. Started with hope before ever rewarded. They ain't show up till I became important. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing?
The Classic Codes disclaimer. This live stream is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. All statements made are alleged, opinion-based, and a part of a public discussion. We are content creators reacting to publicly available information, not journalists or legal professionals. Nothing stated should be interpreted as factual claims or assertions of wrongdoing. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Classic Codes.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
Classic. 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 I'm only gonna do this once. I seen people be so fickle, nothing surprised me. Double-edged sword, though, because it'll have you looking at everybody sideways. Shit. Look around, don't know who to trust, not for real. Lately I've been paranoid, I gotta chill. Ask me how I feel, think I'ma tell you not for real. But I grind like I'm still unfulfilled. Ain't satisfied till I touch a certain M's.
Let's go.
Can't say the number, they apply against my plans. I'm turning up, dog, this one for the jump. Come to these bars, I only play it for the real. Boy, I'm Thomas Shepard, long sleeve with the corduroys. Really came to get buckets. Purnell with the defense, too slick, you can't touch me. Bud Crawford on offense. I'm unassuming, but I'm really punching. Underrated, I'm starting to love it. Stacking days, I'm stacking the budget. When I win, ain't none of it lucky. Tapped in, I got it from nothing. Stay ready, preheated the oven, just did a theater. I'm still a recovery. Therapy team, they really love me. They'd kill me if they knew I was jumping. High speed chase, I had to punch it in front of thousands. I started with hundreds. Don't really see no competition, this look like a luncheon. Suggest you let me mind my business, catch you if you lunching. They love you all these years, but at the end you wasn't nothing. Look around, don't know who to trust, not for real. Lately I've been paranoid, I gotta chill. Ask me how I feel, think I'ma tell you not for real.
Hit the like and
But
subscribe
I
button
like I'm
while
still
you're here.
unfulfilled.
Classic really
Present with
appreciates
poise,
it.
but I really got no chill. Far as blood, it ain't too thick to get spilled. They think I'm too cool to click, not for real. God ain't done with me yet, dog, I gotta heal. I ain't no run of the mill. Had to surround myself with steel. Yeah, I've been sharpening steel. Hard to feel hard feelings at all when I can hardly feel. Hard as hell counting losses till you count the wins. If I could take the pain all over, swear I'd do it again. The way them hard times unlock me, look different, twin. If you don't understand my plight, then we just different men. If you can't understand my fight, then we got different hands. Yeah, different dance. I'm talking about different tribe. I'm talking about different clan. Yo, I'm sticking to the coats to the bitter end. I'ma live and die by it till I'm ashes in a can. Look around, don't know who to trust. Not for real. Lately I've been paranoid. I gotta chill. Ask me how I feel, think I'ma tell you not for real. But I grind like I'm still unfulfilled.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Chat. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, and I got a great live show for y'all. Welcome to the best daytime live show on all streaming platforms. Due to the urgency of the situation, we are here much earlier than normal, right? Normally my show runs about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, but we are here early this morning because we are waiting for the NAACP National Convention to begin here in Chicago, where Attorney Benjamin Crump has announced that he is going to be revealing the preliminary findings of the independent autopsy of Nolan Wells. So I'm sure everybody's filing in and looking for answers because, we've all had a feeling that there's been some foul play, right?
It's already out there.
So we're gonna see, right? We're gonna find out today. I think a lot of people are having a wake-up call, not just through this situation, but through multiple situations. Look like a few people hit the Cash App. Shout out to Rashid for the Cash App. Money in the Cash App. Gratitude, brother. Appreciate
Classic.
it. Yes. Ooh, I know that was loud, chat. My fault. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, Lord. Early in the chat. Thank you, Black Mona, for the super chat early as well. Souls the Thought, he said, keep soaring. 333. What up, Souls? Yay in the building. Never mind. I'm tweaking. Okay. Walt Diesel in the building. Tyler in the building. Just doing a quick roll call. Black Mona, James, chat 333 in here. Strong. Bella, Candy Cane Lane. What's going on? Everybody that's on the road, make sure y'all be safe. Don't be too active in the chat while you driving. Make sure y'all stay safe out there. It's okay. I know y'all here. You know what I'm saying? And in the building, what's going on? Passport Sco, CCL, Big Sco, what's going on? Sharon in the building, what's going on? Sharon Too Tight in the building, what's happening? Everybody here know this is an interactive show, so y'all feel free to talk to me as much as y'all want. As the busier it gets in here, we will go super chats guaranteed, and super chats cut the line. All right. I want to say Brashan, is it Brashante? Brashante Thompson, what's going on? Thanks for your channel. Gratitude. Thank you for being here. So listen, while we wait on the NAACP event to begin, I have it queued up. I have everything queued up, actually. As we wait on that to begin so that we can get the autopsy results, we are going to get into a reaction. We're going to start off on the fact that Nolan Wells' so-called friend, Warren, has broken his silence. And he sat down with Officer Tatum. Okay, so that is where we're going to go first. My bad. I was trying to get the NAACP event in the backdrop as well. So that's what we're gonna start off with. We're gonna slide over here to Warren breaking his silence with Officer Tatum. We already did our disclaimer, so we are going to do a live reaction. I can't say that this is going to be purely authentic for me because I have watched this already. I had to watch it as soon as it dropped, chat, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to get to y'all till this morning. So here we are, man. Let's listen to Officer Tatum sit down with Warren, one of Nolan Wells' infamous friends. Let's go.
We had a chance to get to know each other over the last 2 days. Went out to Horn Island, so I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things, and the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend, and it's not just you; it's a bunch of y'all. But some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean,
Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. You know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul.
All right, so listen, off the rip, just, and I know I'm not showing y'all the video. I'm gonna give y'all as much body language as possible, but I'm not familiar with Officer Tatum. I don't know if he be copywriting and all that, so I'm trying to be in and out with it. But I do want y'all to get some semblance of the body language of Warren as he's speaking. Off the rip, though, we just gonna go ahead and get it kicked off and call cap. Let's get started. Hey, how many perfect people y'all met, chat? Go ahead in the chat. And this ain't no disrespect to the deceased. We ain't been showing nothing but love, support, and prayers to the Wells family. And that's how it's gonna stay. You understand what I'm saying? But how many perfect people y'all ever met? I don't trust nothing once you start telling me about how a person was just infallible. He was just always happy, never had a bad day, never talked trash about nobody, never said nothing bad, tender, sweet, genuine soul. Yes, we have heard that from an abundance of people, but we not going to act like, come on now, ain't no angels now. This boy played wide receiver, and he was cold at wide receiver. You understand me? Big aura farming at wide receiver wearing the number 16.
Classic.
So we gotta cut it out. Ain't no wide receivers that good without having a little swagger, little chip on their shoulder, little to their game. You know what I'm saying? So we not gonna paint him out like he just wouldn't hurt a butterfly, chat. This boy was highly competitive and on his way to do huge things. But just off the rip, when they put too much glaze on the long john, chat, when they put too much glaze on the long john, off the rip in the dough, I don't trust it. Don't trust it in the dough. Let's continue.
And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
What up, Ryan?
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat. And I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never, you know, I was never around Nolan's parents.
Why when asked about Nolan's parents and whether or not he knew Nolan's parents or had been around Nolan's parents, why he get a stuttering problem all of a sudden? Everyone, let's review this together. We have a little bit of time before we get the autopsy results, but we will be here, chat. Welcome to the Classic Codes. If it's your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe. It's no charge today. No charge to like and subscribe to the channel. Absolutely free. Listen, let's go back and see if his speech changes. At first, it was, you know, Nolan was great. I could, you know, very clean. Nolan's great. I could talk about Nolan a million different ways. Nolan was always happy. Nolan was this. Nolan was that. Did you meet Nolan's parents? Well, it was like it was a situation where come on, chat.
Talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never, you know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, you know, anyone else. So,
and walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
Right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of
Was
course.
it something that you guys did more than just this year? It's a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. You know, being from the Gulf Coast, there's boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, you know, people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And, you know, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year. And
Was that a jump cut, chat? Let's see if it's skip again or if it's my Wi-Fi. Was that a jump cut, chat? Let's get it. Watch it close.
my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed. Everybody's.
Matter of fact, we're gonna find out if it was a jump chat for if it was a jump cut for sure. Right now, I got the speed on 1.25. Let's take it down to 0.75 and see if there was a jump cut there, chat. They're not getting nothing on Inspector Classic. We gonna figure it out. Watch this.
Going out, and that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and
bam, jump cut. What are we hiding?
Classic.
Hey, chat. Did y'all see the little? Did they just DJ the footage? Did they just DJ the footage, chat? Talk to me. Definitely a jump cut in 4K. In 4K, chat. Nolan was where with you? He went to the island with you last year, yeah? Hold on, chat. I know I can't make it up, chat. We got time today, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. Let's go.
Right out to Horn Island, or people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and he was
swallowing Salai. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, listen. We ain't buying it if they sell it on clearance. You hear what I'm saying? Come on, chat.
Wake up!
That's what. Hey, look. That's why we've been waiting on them to talk. Y'all know my motto, chat. Let them talk. Let them talk. That's why we've been waiting on one of them to talk. Got you, boy. Yeah. We got one, chat. Let's go. Let's put the speed back up. We know what's going on. Boy, the body gonna talk more than the mouth. Come on.
This was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat. Not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, And Nolan loved to do that too. He was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and have a good time with the guys, and that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us, and he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us, and but started 4th of July. My buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming. Everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck, and first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went and with my.
Well, as you trying to remember, come on, man. How much time they give you to prepare this? He trying to remember what he's supposed to say, boy. Hey, listen, the truth don't need that much recollection, chat. I am an actor. I have to learn scripts. Sometimes you get the fumbling and jumbling because the shit be a little fresh. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bruh, his recall is trash. My man, like, what was I supposed to? Okay, the boat was already hooked up to the truck. I went to go get first I went back to the house. At first, I went back to the house. The boat was already hooked up to the truck. What was I supposed to say next? Hey, come on, chat. We on his ass.
House, and I woke up at my buddy. The big thing.
It's a big deal. Huh?
Very, very big deal. And I mean, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck, and well, first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went and with my buddy, and we went, filled the top of the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people?
Okay, chat. Let me give y'all some love, chat. Let me give y'all some love. Telling on itself, over-explaining, give it too many details. Look whose show he's on. Yeah. Come on, G. Come on. Hey. You know you done fucked up, don't you? You know you done fucked up, don't you?
It's already out there.
Oh, this ain't even no real pressure. He getting interviewed by somebody that's on his side. He getting interviewed by a brother that's a white man borrowing some black skin that's on his side. He getting interviewed by somebody that's with him and he can't handle it. What you gonna do if you have to sit on a witness stand, sir? That boy ready to crack. He's stuttering, swallowing spit, deep breathing. The man is unsettled, chat. Oh my God. Listen, I would love to see some cross-examination on this shaky motherfucker right here, boy. Ooh-wee. I know a prosecutor will walk him down. Hey, come on, chat. Got him. Hey, look, he said Tatum. April said, that's not true. I live 4 miles from Ocean Springs, and it's not a place where black people hang out a lot. Come on now. Ye said 17 days to get the story out. They ain't go over the script enough. Now his throat dry. Right. Somebody get this man some water, gang. Hey, Sco said, so you mean to tell me Nolan was always on the boat and just magically didn't know how to swim? And is he talking about this year or last year? Because he said he was on the boat with him last year, but then it jump cut. So we don't know what he said in between or what type of incriminating things were edited out. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? This brother, hey, struggling. Yeah, he said, look whose show he's on. Yeah, we know what that is. Oh, Yvette. What up, Yvette? Tania said, giving too many details. Yeah. He's struggling. He said they gonna beat his ass when he get home. No, they gonna tell him he did good until they see our reactions. We didn't buy it. It didn't work. It didn't work. Hey, look, Black Motor said went to Tatum's page, and I understand why he sat down with him. Come on, man, stop playing, G. Stuttering. The Two Tight said stuttering and shit. Come on, man, we on to you, Bucko. Bella said 100 classic. Yeah, come on, G. We not going for that. He will break. Yes. This ain't even real pressure. How you struggling through this? This not even real pressure. Body language tells a lot. Come on. Everybody in the chat in lockstep. Soft Rain said can't get nothing past chat 333. You say it again, Softy. Come on now.
It's already out there.
Damn, they own Tatum too. They don't like Tatum. Yeah. He said, hey, get these likes up. Yeah, everybody turn the likes up, man. They totally free. Just take a moment real quick and just hit that like button for me. And if your hands are free, share it to your favorite social media platform and give everybody an opportunity to tap in. Let's go.
People are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water.
Hey, chat, who thought that, chat? Who thought that, chat? I don't know how many hours in on this I am, but who thought that, chat? Nobody ever thought that it was just those 4 that went to the island. Nobody ever thought that. Hey, listen, let's do this again.
There were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely.
Y'all are the only ones that went out to this island. Who thought that 4 or 5 people total was at the island? Nobody ever thought that. There's no statements out there that say that. He just made that shit up in real time. Nobody thought that. We already covered Javon telling us that there were multiple boats tied together. We already covered Javon letting us know that those boats they all left at the same time. We already covered this. This isn't new information. This gentleman that is borrowed, this transracial gentleman here, right? He's borrowing some melanin. This gentleman told us that we was gonna owe somebody an apology after this. Bro, this dude ain't said nothing new yet. Everything he said, we already knew, except for the fact that they went and got McDonald's in the morning and shit. Like that matters. Let's go.
Incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats. Yeah. I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us. Let's
go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats. Right. What boat were you on, and what boat was Nolan on?
Nolan was on YH-22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart, because we had a lot of friends from college come down, and I called Bart that morning. I was like, "Hey man, can you take your boat out?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, my dad decided not to go, and I'll take the boat, and I'll take you and your friends." Of course. I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton. And then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton. And then there was 8 or 9 people, a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton. And then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton. And then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton. And then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe.
Thank you so much, Warren. Thank you so much, Warren. You said there was 20 to 30 of y'all, right? We need to talk to all 20 to 30 of y'all, chat. Thank you so much, Warren, for this testimony. We need to talk to all 20 or 30 of y'all, chat. Yeah. And hey, listen. And we need all 20 or 30 of y'all cell phones Classic. Too. Yeah. Subpoena. Yeah, we need to talk to all 20 or 30 of y'all. We need all 20 or 30 of y'all cell phones. If somebody else was captain in the boat, we need to know captain in the boat. You already confessed to drinking underage. Who got y'all the liquor? We need them in handcuffs so we could talk to them a little bit further about some things that they may or may not know. Yup. We just let them talk. Let them talk. That's what we've been waiting on. Yeah, keep talking, Warren. We need, yup. Come on, Classic. Give it to me. Keep going. Hey, listen, this what happened when pressure bursts pipes. If you think that these folks ain't been sitting around feeling this pressure, y'all outside y'all mind. You listen, it's been stated that the tow never happened, chat. Huh? It's been stated that the tow, remember they called for the tow? They've been playing the audio saying we called for a tow, and the people was like, is everybody on board? And you're like, yeah, everybody's on board. Good. We taking on water. Can you come get us? It has been stated, according to TISA Talks, that the tow company put out a statement that stated that after being called for the tow, they were advised that they were no longer needed. They never provided a tow, is what was stated, chat. Now, I cited my source. My source is TISA Talks. So if TISA Talks is wrong about her source, which was supposedly the actual boat towing company, Sea Tow, right? If her source is wrong, then my source is wrong, and I'm sorry for being wrong. This is all alleged anyway, right? It's all speculatory. It's all content creation and satire and all of that. But what I'm telling you is allegedly the tow never happened. And if I know this information, that means Ben Crump them know this information. If Ben Crump them know this information, then the grand jury gonna know this information. I smell jail. Yeah, keep talking, Warren. Keep talking.
10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is.
Hey, all my wrenches, get active, off rip, straight like that. Zero tolerance policy today. All my wrenches, get active. Do whatever you want. Every wrench I got in here, get on your posts, every one of them.
Out there,
of course.
But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys
listen? My wrenches, I don't even want the malarkey to touch my eyes. You understand? Let's get it.
Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Is it like a big party? Like what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like, it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that.
So he just said on the way back, it was a little rough. So Officer Tatum not going to take that as an opportunity to segue into, well, speaking of on the way back, it was said that Nolan wasn't with you guys on the way back. You said that you guys all left at the same time, meaning all 3 boats left at the same time. So even though Nolan wasn't on your boat, he was on the Triton. And if he was supposed to be on the Triton, did you see whether or not he got on the Triton? Were you a part of the discussion of whether or not Nolan was going to get on the Triton? And did you see anything go on with regards to a cell phone? These are none of the questions he's going to ask. He's just going to act like my man didn't bring up the ride home and not take that as an opportunity to segue into a serious conversation about the ride home that Nolan wasn't on. See what I'm saying? Man, come on, chat.
You line the boats up because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island.
Of course not.
A few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. I mean, it wasn't, but 10:30 is, it's still pretty early in the day. And when we got there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles of boat. When we went out there earlier today, when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
I mean, it's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. I mean, it's.
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats? Well,
I mean, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park because they want to be around other people. And the East End's a little more, there's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like every area of Horn Island is covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do? When I say jump out, you're obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that look out there?
First good question.
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, I mean, there's people on boats, yeah, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Like, I mean, everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need because, I mean, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you're probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. I mean, but when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were.
Okay, so where they tied the boats up, he said if you jump off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. If you jumped off the stern, you was probably waist deep in water. Neither one of those situations are drowning for the 6'2" Nolan Xavier Wells. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of those two scenarios explain drowning. If I jump off this part, I'm neck deep in the water and I can swim. If I jump off this part, I'm waist deep in water and I can swim. I'm just listening. This is why we let them talk. Let's go.
We're good. And everyone just got in the water. Then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, I mean, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, I mean, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students.
Right.
Out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol. So y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yes. That's an admission of guilt. Underage drinking, handcuff the man. We have an admission of guilt to underage drinking. And then there was adults out there. So who were the providers of this alcohol? Handcuffs, please. Yep. We got an admission of guilt. Roger that. Mississippi gonna act like they didn't hear that shit. And then who was operating the boat? Because were they having beers too? We just heard him tell on his mans. You done told on your mans. That's boating. That's BUI, boating under the influence, ain't it? Listen, if we didn't have a reason to bring these folks in for some further understanding, we do now, chat. Is that fair or no?
And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. In a group, I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And
he's very familiar. Interesting. The angry said, you all made it a race thing. Black kid drowns while among the whites and automatically Whitey killed him. Okay, so let's do this. If nobody saw anything, why do you believe he drowned? Because they found him in some water? No, I'm just saying, you're so sure he drowned because they found him in some water, but nobody saw anything, right? The angry? Let's talk about it. Nobody saw anything, right? Didn't nobody see Nolan after a certain time, according to the nonsense, right? But they got his belongings and he just show up in some water. So you are for sure that he drowned. We can't speculate on anything else because nothing looks suspicious. Them having lawyers before the body is found doesn't look suspicious. The judge mama writing a letter on Facebook trying to absolve them of any guilt of a non-existent crime doesn't look suspicious. Them having his phone and his keys and not turning them over voluntarily and swiftly doesn't look suspicious, right? We don't even know you. Hey, do anybody know him? Do anybody know him? You know what's coming.
I barely know who the fuck you are. The fuck.
Come on, man. Somebody gonna make me crash, bro. Somebody gonna make me crash, man. He said, look, yo, tap dancing with the questions. Yeah. It says, speak on it. Yeah, exactly. Angry is gone. Classic. What is the autopsy result? We waiting. I got the NAACP site up in the backdrop. I'm waiting on it to start. Let me see. It still hasn't begun yet. The live chat is open, but it hasn't begun yet. So I'm waiting on it to start, y'all. When it begins, we gonna tap in for sure. I got my notifications on too, so we'll see what's up. Let's go.
I feel like it was just a big. I talked to Nolan, and Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So
yeah, and Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. No one takes anything that serious. We enjoy our time together. I mean, there's never.
I wonder what type of jokes they tell. Just out of curiosity. I wonder what the laughing and the joking. I wonder what type of jokes they tell. I wonder what type of jokes him and Nolan would share with one another. If I was Officer Tatum, I'd say, what can you tell me one of your jokes? You share an insider with us. Tell us one of your cool ones, one of your go-tos. I wonder what those jokes are. Huh? Anybody in the chat ever been the black guy? You went to school with a bunch of white folks. What type of jokes were they? Anybody got any example jokes when you're the black guy? I'm curious. I'm dead serious. I'm curious. I just wonder. I would have pried on that a little bit.
Any awkwardness within our friend group, we're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, all my buddies are the same exact way. Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So,
and then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30. Right. People are still out there partying and
Correct.
They're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah.
So he'll be releasing, it looks like he's going to set it up and release it as a series, but that whole chat, everybody in the chat, please type in the chat what type of dressing y'all want for the word salad that they just served us, chat. Everybody put what type of dressing y'all gonna use for the word salad they just served us, chat.
It's already out there.
Y'all let me know what y'all doing. I think today I'm gonna go with Thousand Island. No. For me today, for the word salad they just gave us, I'm going balsamic vinaigrette. Chat. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, chat. What kind of dressing y'all putting on that word salad, chat?
Classic.
We got ranch, we got ginger lime, Thousand Island, okay. Cucumber salad, okay. You ain't going no dressing. You just gonna eat the salad raw, no puffy, okay. House Italian, balsamic ranch. Oh, y'all like the ranch? Okay, ranch. Salad dry. Oh, you going raw vegan? Nasty work. Balsamic. Yeah. I'm going balsamic, chat. I'm going balsamic. Yeah, Caesar. Okay, Caesar. Creamy French. Pause. Folks said pause. Hey, what kind of make sure y'all like and subscribe, G. Only on the classic codes, G. What type of dressing we putting on that word salad? Boy, if Warren didn't sit there and say a whole bunch of nothing.
Classic.
Boy, he told us how the island is designed, how many boats was out there, how many people was out there. That was already out there. It was already out there. We knew all that already. He told us it was 3 boats. We been knew it was 3 boats. We've been asking for the GPS on the other 2 boats. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tell us anything, chat. Yeah, he didn't dispel shit. Anybody who saw him as a suspect still does. Look what we got. What we got? 1,000 lies. He said, "Welcome me in. I'm here, gang." Oh, welcome in. This nigga's demanding, chat. In Italian dressing. Yup, Thousand Island Ranch. Hey, come on, chat. We not going for that. Oh, okay. Time said definitely the walnut raspberry dressing. Oh, he's sophisticated, chat. He fancy, chat. Sour lime. Ooh, sour lime. What you put that on? Anybody else had the sour lime? Nasty work. I don't know about that one. Let's see. That was a word buffet. On God. Look, Black Motor said 333. Come on, man. Let me see what's going on with the NAACP. Let's see if they started yet, man. Hold on. Let me see something. But yeah, man, if y'all catch this on the rewatch, man, tap in and let me know what y'all think about Warren breaking his silence. Were you able to gather anything from what he was talking about? Let's move. All right, so we are now waiting for the press conference to start at the NAACP National Convention here in Chicago. I say here in Chicago because you know where we at with it. You know what I'm saying? You know where we at.
The Chicago nigga.
Classic. Let me see some Polynesian sauce. Okay, y'all going crazy on the word salad. Yup. Too Tight said nigga was scared of shit, breathing hard, gasping, glitching. Yeah, mouth was dry too. Yup, Chicago. So they here in the city, but it looks like the press conference hasn't begun yet. So we just gonna continue to chop it up, man. They going crazy in the chat though. The live chat. Let me see something. Let me try to refresh and see if it's something else. Nah, I haven't started yet. Everybody in the live chat just putting justice for Nolan, justice for Nolan, justice for Nolan. That's what everybody putting in the live chat over on the NAACP. But yeah, they supposed to be streaming the press conference live. So we waiting. We gonna stream it here. We gonna talk about it. Candy said they are probably gonna start at 9. Okay. Well, if that's the case, we got something else we can get to then. We gonna tap in with Judge Mathis. You know, I can't prepare. You already know what it is with me, chat. We can't prepare. Judge Mathis actually weighed in on the Nolan Wells case. And he had very, very strong sentiments. So we're going to tap in with Judge Mathis on Art of Dialogue. Shout out to Art of Dialogue. We're going to tap in with him and see exactly what he's talking about in regards to the case and what he thinks of it. He was very, very, very transparent. So I think you guys will enjoy this. Let's get it.
Judge Mathis, happy to have you back, my man.
Thanks for having me back.
Yes, indeed. Had to bring you back on, man. There's so much going on with this Nolan Wells case. I'm still catching up with the details. So, I wanted to bring you back on and get your take on it. For the people that may not be familiar with the case, can you break it down?
Yeah, certainly. Nolan, a black man, went on a boat ride to a pretty much resort island, not necessarily, just a fun island off the coast of Mississippi. And 4 of them left and went and had fun, and only 3 returned. They then found Nolan dead. His 3 friends that he had come with in the boat had gone and left in the boat and claimed that Nolan stayed behind by himself. And additionally, however, and this is where the first question comes in with me, they say he left his cell phone. They have his cell phone, they had it in their possession. Okay, so if your buddy says to you, I'm leaving, you all go back. I'm staying by myself. No friends, just me wandering around. And then you see that he had left his cell phone. So you
press conference started. I'm being told they started. Let's slide back. Let's slide back and get these results, chat. Here we go. Everybody take a deep breath and let's see what we doing.
Go uninvestigated. We have seen this happen over the years, not only in Mississippi, but across the country. It is unfortunate that our young people only seek to enjoy life, and as a result of participating in activities no longer have life. For the NAACP, we take this and many other cases serious because every person matters. I want to thank the Mississippi State Conference, particularly Alitra Perryman, for working with the family and supporting the family on the onset. Because it's difficult to lose a loved one, it's even more difficult to navigate a process when all eyes are on you. And the pressure of balancing between grieving and navigating is upon you. And so for the NAACP family, this is our role, is to step in, to support when the families have an issue like this, and the local officials seem not to hold people accountable. It's unfortunate when you see news reports and law enforcement officials are repeating what individuals are saying as opposed to investigate the individuals who gave you the information, because you don't know who was involved or not involved. Amen. And so narrative matters in this case. And we're saying that in Nolan Wells' situation, the narrative should not be it was an accident before there was an investigation. The narrative should not be the words of individuals who went on a boat to the island with him, but they came without him, but with his cell phone, and you don't investigate those individuals. We're not accusing anyone of anything other than the state of Mississippi and local officials. We're accusing them of being derelict in their duties to follow up and to ensure that regardless of what happened, that there was the proper investigation so that this family and that community could be assured that if anyone was involved, they would be held accountable. And if it was truly an accident, that the families will have the necessary answers that any family deserves in this situation. I want to bring to the podium Attorney Benjamin Crump, a friend of mine who have stepped in to take the case and in support of the family to ensure that they get the answers that they deserve, and that local officials and anyone involved will be held accountable to this family, to that system, because we are all parents, siblings, to loved ones who should not be confronted with this reality. Attorney Crump.
Thank you very much, President Derrick Johnson, for your leadership, for the leadership of the Mississippi Conference of NAACP, and being there during the homegoing services to help the family go through what no parents want to go through. Thank you to Chairman Leon Russell, my longtime mentor from Florida, who helped raise so many of us. Thank you for always being there, Chairman Russell. As President Johnson said, I'm Attorney Ben Crump, representing the family of Nolan Wells, but it's not just me, it is a team effort of incredible, dedicated lawyers and investigators and paralegals. Attorney Lisa Park, attorney who you'll hear from in a few minutes, Attorney Eric Hertz, Attorney Gary Buchan, Attorney Camila Moore, Cliff Jones, Jared Presson, Alan Williams, our whole team of people who are committed, as I said, President Johnson, on this ferocious search for the truth of what really happened to Nolan Wells. But before we begin to discuss the intricacies of the preliminary findings of the independent autopsy, we think it would be appropriate for you all to hear from the people who knew Nolan Wells best, so they can thank you themselves and tell you about the trials and tribulations that they have been enduring since July 4th. July 4th would never be the same for them. I bring to the podium Nolan Wells' mother and father, Christine and Elmore. Please give them a warm NAACP welcome.
First of all, I want to say thank you all so much. Thank you to President Johnson as well as Chairman Russell. This has been a difficult journey. Losing a child, it truly breaks your heart. It is a pain that is just, you can't measure it. Especially someone like Nolan, who brought so much joy and light and life to everyone. You don't find too many genuine people like him. So to lose that light at such a young age under these circumstances has been absolutely difficult, which is why we've gone this route. There's so many people out in the public asking all of these questions, but the only question that we have is what happened to our son. That is the only question. We have consistently been degraded by the public. There's been questions about our parenting, our GoFundMe, this, that, and other. I've been called a racist. I am a healthcare provider, and I take my job very seriously. I love everyone. And it's been difficult for us, but we are leaning into our faith, leaning into one another, also leaning into all of you. There are not enough thank yous, not enough appreciation for what you guys have done for us. And we do. We love you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. And so it is our hope that our local authorities will do what they need to do, because us having the preliminary autopsy results and hearing nothing from them, it's heartbreaking and it's concerning, which again is why we are here, why we have asked for this help. So again, thank you all so much for your support. We appreciate you, we really do.
Hey, what that mean? Do what they need to do, chat. What that mean?
I wake up, it's a new challenge. Knowing that a part of me I will never talk to, I will never hold, I will never play around with or get mad at, it's not here anymore. Nolan brought a lot of joy to our family. He was the wittiest one out of everyone. The clown. He loved to put in the work because he wanted to be the best. He wanted to make me and his mother proud, and we were so proud of him just for being the person that he was. He was loving. All his teachers knew him, but loved him. He walks in the room, his aura, you're automatically drawn to it. Never met an enemy. And if they were, they would eventually be friends, because they would eventually bond, and it's gonna be hard. He should be at football practice right now. Calling me after practice, Dad, I made this play, or I made that play, or I get a text with 3 or 4 videos of him doing this, running this route, making this block. And what you think I should do? and I will give my honors, because I always tell them, if anyone is going to be totally honest with you, it's going to be me. And it's not because I'm being mean, but people outside of your family are going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know to make you better. It's going to be hard for our family from here on out. And like I said, every day is a challenge. We're going to miss our son. And like my wife said, we just want honesty. We want to know what happened to our son, because the things that you're telling us, that's not the character of our son. We know our son. I understand, you know, our children would do things that, you know, that would kind of dumbfound us sometimes, but the things that we're being told, that wasn't Nolan. So please keep us in your prayers, keep him in your prayers. And we're going to keep pushing and fighting until we find answers. Thank you guys for your love and support.
Thank you so much, Christine and Nolan, Christine and Elmore, Nolan's mother and father. Before we start to go over the preliminary findings from the independent autopsy, we will hear from Attorney Lisa Park to tell you about who was the forensic pathologist who conducted the autopsy. Attorney Lisa Park.
Thank you. Dr. Roger Mitchell could not join us today, but we felt it important before we reveal and unfold this report that you understand who conducted this autopsy. Dr. Roger Mitchell is a physician and board-certified forensic pathologist with 2 decades of experience. He currently serves as the president of the National Medical Association, which is the oldest and largest group of Black physicians in the U.S. Most recently, he also served as president of Howard University Hospital, chief medical officer of the Howard University Faculty Practice Plan, and chair of the Department of Pathology. Before joining Howard, he served as chief medical examiner for Washington, D.C. from 2014 to 2021, and is later as interim deputy mayor for the Public Safety and Justice. Dr. Mitchell has conducted and managed thousands of autopsies and is nationally recognized for his work at the intersection of medicine, public health, and justice. And for this case, we sought out the very best, and we are proud to be working with the very best.
Thank you, Attorney Park. I again want to express our gratitude to President Johnson, Chairman Russell, and the NAACP, because civil rights is more important than ever in the United States of America. We thank you for the civil rights leaders stepping up to say that our children's lives matter now more than ever.
Hey, if y'all need to take a deep breath, go ahead and do so now, y'all. Take care of your energy today. Don't let these people vampire your energy. Let's go.
See how many people are gathered here. They would say, you all are truly blessed to have the support of America, Christine and Elmore. And I want to thank the media for covering this matter, because they don't always cover when our children are taken away from us in highly unquestionable ways. And I do understand there's a lot of news going on in America today. You know, I woke up to them saying LeBron James is going to announce where he's going to play basketball next year. But I'm very happy that the media said this story is just as important. And I'm sure LeBron James and Rich Paul and, you know, Stephon Curry and Draymond Green, Jaylen Brown, Embiid, Maxey, Giannis, Bam, and many other players in the National Basketball Association will all agree that our children's lives are far more important than where LeBron or any other player will play next year. And so that's why I thank you all for being here, because this news is as important as any news in the United States of America, finding out why is Nolan Wells dead. And I want to thank you all who have called the call center. I want to thank Reverend Al Sharpton. I want to thank Mr. Tyler Perry. I want to thank Mr. Terry Owens for putting up the $125,000 reward for anybody out there who have information so we can get to the truth.
It's 125 now, y'all. 125. It went up.
Day from young people, and we want them to have the courage to come forward with the pictures. What you heard, I know people said there were a lot of disturbances out there. Some believe it involved Nolan. All of those things are important to get to the truth of what happened. The fact, Christine, that the United Cajun Navy are so forthcoming. The fact that they told us, we haven't heard from any of their local officials, that Nolan was found face down, fully clothed. Well, that's significant to us because the last time we saw him on the videos, he was without a shirt. So at what point did he put on a shirt? Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. There were almost 300, 400 people. Somebody knows something. So, Scott X, we're trying to just make sure people understand that you can call the Nolan Wells tip line at bencrump.com. We will gladly listen to you, take any information as we try to put together this puzzle of what happened to Nolan Wells. And today, we're going to add some more parts to this puzzle because my legal team and I, we stand for truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or it acquits. Yeah, and we stand for transparency because we got eyes that can see, and we don't need government officials having to narrate it for you and me. We can see it for ourselves. Transparency. That leads to the truth. The truth is the foundation for accountability and justice. And that's all we're seeking, as Christina Elmore said from day one. So with that, and Christina Elmore, if you all want to sit, we're about to go through this autopsy. And I know it may be a little emotional.
Oh, hell no. Come on, y'all.
Thank you, President. You're welcome to stay right
here. They gotta sit down so they don't faint, chat. All right, y'all. Listen, all right, here we go.
You got the partner? Let's go through this. How does the work? Okay, let me do that right now. How does this work?
Face down, fully clothed, chat. He was going for a little swim in his whole outfit, chat.
We began to present the preliminary findings of the autopsy. We want to especially thank Mr. Colin Kaepernick for not thinking it robbery to pay for the autopsy.
Classic.
This is the first time. Let's go with the first one. So, where's the? The second page, that's the real one. An autopsy will be provided for the media at press@bencrump.com. And so, Mr. Jones, keep that. I don't need this one. I just need this one here. So, pull this up. Here.
Sniper, stay on point. They flooding in.
So, Dr. Roger Mitchell, board certified forensic pathologist, performed a preliminary report on the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. He conducted and presented this report on July 19th, 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death, undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation. Statement of examination. This forensic pathologist was retained to perform a second autopsy examination on the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. Name of decedent, Nolan Xavier Wells, age 18 years old, race, black, gender, male, date of death, unknown. Second autopsy date was performed on July 10th, 2026. Preliminary findings, and this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation. He said coronal incision of the scalp, brain removal, Y-shaped incision of the anterior torso, and he talked about the organs being removed, as is common, accompanied in the body cavity. And that when you have an autopsy, the organs are removed from the body and they are dissected and examined. And then they are put back in a bag within inside the body. So when they're buried, their remains will all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity so the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. And we'll explain that in just a minute. And then it talks about the additional procedures performed during the second autopsy. And we'll go into the paragraphs on that there because he explains it better in his narrative. So where's the first page of the discussion? Not the diagram yet. You can keep the diagram over there.
Both of the mediums that I covered on the channel said head trauma, and the mediums that I was going to cover yesterday also said head trauma.
He talks in the preliminary discussion opinion. This forensic pathologist identified several limitations during the second autopsy that create barriers to establishing a definitive cause and manner of death for Nolan Xavier Wells. And that's important. He talks about the fact that we didn't get to see the body when it was first recovered, like the medical examiner working for Mississippi would have seen it. He talked about the second autopsy performed on Nolan Wells revealed marked decompensation or changes. Marked decompensation can obscure the presence and absence of bruising on the skin surface, especially during a second autopsy examination. What he's saying, because the body was so decomposed that you couldn't tell if there was bruises or abrasions on the body when he received it on the 10th of July. For these reasons, additional dissection procedures not performed during the first autopsy examination were performed to rule out potential blunt force injuries responsible for the death. These procedures included facial dissection, posterior head and neck dissection, dissection of the ribs, the pelvic, dissection of the subcutaneous and deep soft tissue, dissection of the back, the buttocks, the arms and legs. He did all of this to rule out things. He ruled out there were no fractures or deep tissue injuries identified. This was very important because he wanted to be very thorough and very transparent, because transparency is the key to getting to the answers of why Nolan Wells is not with us. So he did that there and was very straightforward, very open, very open. He says, however, dissection of the back of the head during the layered posterior neck dissection revealed a 12 by 8 inch focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissues overlaying the occipital bone. And he talked about how he found red discoloration when he cut open into the back of his head towards the occipital bone, and he saw the red discoloration, and we actually saw the pictures of it. It's significant. You can't help but notice, why is this dark red here in the back of his head? And so he was important to note that in his report. He said that etiology of this finding is unclear. There are no lacerations of the overlaying skin nor fractures of the underlying skull. These findings are inconclusive for perimortem injury due to both the extensive decomposition and the absence of associated injuries. This finding, however, is significant enough to be highlighted in this preliminary report for further investigation. It is important to reiterate that the finding could not have been observed in the first autopsy because the posterior head and neck dissection were not performed. He said another limitation, move this back here. Another limitation faced by this forensic pathologist was the absence of the anterior internal neck structures. The trachea and the laryngeal cartilage, the thyroid horn, and the hyoid bone were not received with the body. So he's saying that the throat was not received with the body when he got Nolan Wells' body in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy. And so let's discuss that with what he said about that. He said, it is assumed that the initial pathologist retained these structures for additional evaluation. He said the retention of the anterior neck structures during an initial autopsy is a common forensic pathology practice. He was chief medical examiner for 7 years in Washington, D.C., and he said that if they had concern about throat or any fracture or compression of the throat, they too will hold them back. He doesn't know why they held the throat back, but he said the throat was not with the body of Nolan Wells when he received it in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy. He said, nevertheless, a posterior neck dissection performed without review of the anterior neck structures is incomplete. Therefore, this pathologist cannot rule out injury to the neck as a contributor or a cause of death. He said he would need to have the medical examiner in Mississippi allow him to review the throat. That's why he said his autopsy is undetermined pending investigation. Remember, it's about transparency. Because the initial autopsy rightfully removed and dissected each organ, there are additional limitations inherent in the second autopsy of Nolan Wells. The most significant of the limitations was the inability to directly observe the airway and the lungs for water and directly observe the stomach for gastric contents. He said it is very significant as to what the initial forensic scientists who got to review the body when it was recovered We have heard from my call center people saying the body wasn't waterlogged. Well, we need to know those things. But unfortunately, because the body was decomposed and the organs have already been dissected, those are things we can only get from the initial autopsy. So therefore, again, the manner and cause of death is undetermined until further investigation. We are hopeful that the Mississippi Medical Examiner would give Dr. Mitchell an opportunity to see their photographs and their observations to the condition of Nolan Wells' body closer in time to July 4th. That is very important, and we have to continue to demand transparency, President Johnson. In addition, the original toxicology results have not been received at the time of this report. And we continue to wait for the toxicology to come back because, again, that will be part of the investigation into Nolan Wells' autopsy by Dr. Mitchell. It is significant to note that it's many things that go into toxicology that only Dr. Mitchell would be able to opine upon, and medical experts can opine upon. And he feels the proper place to do that is before a grand jury in a courtroom. And so we would hope that the district attorney would present Dr. Mitchell before the grand jury as well. We want all relevant information to be heard by the grand jury. Lastly, in cases where a death has occurred in or around a body of water, this is important. Lastly, in cases where a death has occurred in or around a body of water with suspicion of drowning, it is important to confirm how that person entered the water. This is the crux of the matter. This information is especially important for those deaths of persons who can swim. As in the case with Nolan Wells, at the time of this report, this forensic pathologist does not know the condition of Nolan Wells. He did not know whether he was conscious or unconscious when he entered the water. He said that would be significant. He said he did not know whether he was forced into the water or unforced into the water. He said that would be significant. So he said the condition of Nolan Wells before he entered the water would be the crux of the matter. It would be of utmost importance to being able to determine a cause and manner of death. He said, definitive circumstances of death are required to determine the manner of death. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out, and let me really call your attention to this. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out if any intervening non-accidental factors contributed to or caused the death of Nolan Wells. Understand, he's saying based on the examination of the body He cannot rule out foul play. That is significant. With the following questions still outstanding, number one, what were the circumstances that led to Nolan Xavier Wells entering the water? Number two, what was the body position when it was found? We know that a member of the United Cajun Navy said that he was face down and he was fully clothed. Number three, was there water in the airway? Remember, he talked about the lungs and the airways, were they filled with water? Number four, is there any evidence of injuries to the anterior neck structure? We got the autopsy without his neck. We got the body without his neck at the time of the second autopsy. Number five, is there any evidence of any intracranial hemorrhaging? He said that is going to be very significant. Things that he could not observe at autopsy that the initial medical examiner would have been able to observe. Number six, was the composition of what was the composition of the stomach contents? He talks about that being important because when was he found? How long had he been in the water? How long had it been since his last meal? All those things become relevant factors when you're trying to do a thorough and impartial autopsy. And number seven, what are the toxicology report findings? He said the best classification again for the cause and manner of death for Nolan Xavier Wells is undetermined pending investigation. This forensic pathologist reserves the right to review and incorporate additional forensic pathology information into his opinion as it becomes available. He says the above opinions are expressed to a reasonable degree of medical certainty. Dr. Roger A. Mitchell, July 19, 2026. And we know that, as I said, this is only another part of the puzzle. And even though it tells us significant information, we still have more questions than we have answers at this time. And we will continue to press forward and persist, Christine and Elmore, with getting the answers to these questions. Because as you, yes, we will persist, because as Christine and Elmore and Attorney Parker and I talked this morning, we know that there are so many conflicting stories. The fact that she said him being found face down, the fact that we have other videos where people who have called said that is Nolan, who is in some kind of dispute with others. We're looking at all of these things. The fact that the GPS tracking of the boat is being questioned by many. We're trying to dot every I and cross every T, because we understand that when our children's lives are at stake, it matters. Not just what happened, but what we do in the aftermath of them being taken away from us. And just like the NAACP stood up when another tragedy in Mississippi taking the life of young Emmett Till, we will stand up for Nolan Wells. Just like the NAACP and civil rights leaders stood up when another Mississippi son was taken in Medgar Evers. We will stand up for Nolan Wells. And just like too many of our young people, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean, Terrence Crutcher, Stephon Clark, Sandra Bland, Atiana Jefferson, Alton Sterling, Eric Gardner, George Floyd, Tamir Rice, the young people who I was trying to focus on. Gary, we stand up until we get the truth, until we get justice for Nolan Wells. 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 We were asked if Christine and Elmore and President Johnson can come back and join us on the stage, and Trevon, we will have you coordinate questions and answers for us or President Johnson or Attorney Park and I. I will say this, as President Johnson comes to the stage, I was sharing this with him and Chairman Russell, Christine Clark. God knows we wish we had you at the Department of Justice now. Christine Clark. As I was sharing with President Johnson and Reverend Al and others, this is so important that we continue to talk about Nolan Wells and what happened to him, and that we get attention on him, because in getting attention on him, it brings attention, Cliff Jones, to other cases that are not getting their attention as of yet. But I'm so grateful to Christine and Elmore, because they said whatever we can do, not only to help our son, but to help these other young black boys who was killed the July 4th holiday. And I want to take a moment before we answer your questions to talk about two other young black men, both 18 years old, who were killed in extraordinary ways that are very similar to Nolan. President Johnson, 18-year-old Daniel Irvins went on a fishing trip, out on a fishing boat with two other young men. He was the only black. It is alleged that he ended up accidentally drowning, but his two white friends got his cell phone and threw it away, got his clothes and threw it away, and then went and deleted all of their text messages with him and social media. Sounds familiar? And they've only been charged with tampering with evidence. And his mother is crying out that they should be charged with murder, because if they will lie about his cell phone and his clothes and deleted messages, then they will lie about what really happened to Daniel Irvins. And then there's the matter, President Johnson, Christine Clark, of 18-year-old Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith, on 4th of July, was at a house party with about 10 other people. He was the only black person at the house. He somehow ends up shot in the head, dead. Some of the friends get rid of the gun. The police show up. They tell the police it was an accident. It was an accidental shooting, that they were playing Russian roulette. And Tyler Smith ended up getting killed. And apparently, Christine Clark, President Johnson, the police just took their word for it. His mother and grandmother are incensed. They asked the police, did you do a gunshot residue test on his hands? And the reason they said they had to call us, like Daniel Urbans and Nolan Wells family, because the police told them, President Johnson, that there was no need to do gunshot residue on his hands or any of the other people in the house, because I don't understand this logic, but they said if they were playing Russian roulette, then all of them will have gunshot residue on their hands. So we don't need to do gunshot residue tests. It makes no sense whatsoever. So they are taking the word of these 10 people that your son just killed himself. And you don't have to worry about doing any investigation or testing forensically anything. Just take our word for it. Now, can you imagine in any 3 of these scenarios, had the survivors been young black men and they were with a young white man and he ended up dead, what kind of investigation would that have been? What kind of interrogation would that have been? Would they have ever been able to see the light of day until those questions were answered? Well, just like you would do a thorough investigation for your children, we want you to do a thorough investigation for our children. We don't want anything special. We just want equal justice. Equal justice. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Trevon to lead us in the final session.
We'll have a few questions. We have my colleagues on either side with microphones. Please announce your name and your media outlet if you have any questions. We're going to be quick because we have other programs.
Hold on. Say, bruh, you talking about hate to report my page. We could just block you, gang. Like, stop policing my comments. If the comments are making you feel sensitive, go watch the press conference on a different page. You welcome here, but it's 500 people in here. I can't spend the entire time blocking trolls in the chat. Calm your sensitive ass down, bruh. Respectfully. Fuck is you talking about? I'm in here providing for the people and you worried about the comments. Turn the comments off, bruh. Just turn your shit on full screen. Talking about you, I hate to report my page. How about this? We just gonna block you. Let's do that. You gone. Fuck is you talking about?
The focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region, is significant because he cannot determine why you have that red discoloration in the back of his brain. That's significant. He also talked about, Mr. Williams, if you can, just the fact that as it's common practice, he was missing his throat when they received the body. And he wants to know why they held it back. He's not drawing any conclusions, but he said he would want to examine it if there were neck fractures or compressions to the neck. And he thinks that's significant to know at autopsy. The reason he said he would hold it back when he was medical examiner because he thought that there may have been some issues with neck fractures. The last thing that is significant is what we said before about him, the condition of his body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or unconscious? Was he forced or unforced into the water? He said those things are very significant. But he started off talking about this red discoloration in the back of his head is something that was of great concern to him. Thank you. Trayvon.
We'll go here.
Daryl Denard with Chicago Speaks on V103. What specifically are you calling for from Mississippi authorities in terms of transparency, but more importantly, investigations?
I know President Johnson is from the state of Mississippi, and the Mississippi Conference president is here. They're calling, as we are, for a fair, impartial, comprehensive investigation. When Nolan's parents heard the sheriff say there's no foul play at the beginning of the investigation, that is cause for concern, major concern. You haven't even investigated, but you're saying no foul play. And so we want them to dot every I and cross every T. You know, we had a meeting with the district attorney, and we expressed to them about our lived experiences. The fact, and you know, they said that's not what happens in her office, but we said we believe if the roles were reversed and there were 3 young black 18-year-olds and there was a white 18-year-old who was with them and he ended up dead, we don't believe that those young black men would not have been interrogated to the full extent of the law. We believe that it would not have been a choice whether they were going to cooperate with law enforcement if their lawyers and them were going to cooperate. No, they would have been held until they gave answers. They would have been held until they explained the cell phone in their possession. They would have been held until their cell phones have been examined. And so whatever you would do, had the roles been reversed, we want you to do the same thing for Nolan Wells.
We have time for one more question, and then we're going to have a prayer with our Religious Affairs Committee with the family. One more question here. My sister.
I'm Tiffany Walden with the Tribe in Chicago. I know that we're talking about a transparent investigation, but for families and people who are watching, can you kind of give a breakdown or a timeline to the best of your ability of the contact that you've had with Mississippi authorities or Ocean Springs authorities or the Cajun Navy? Have you all talked to them? Do they call you after the initial autopsy? Is it just radio silence from them? Do you have to call them? Can you kind of walk us through that process?
So the last time we actually spoke with local authorities, which would be the sheriff's department, was I think a day or two after his body was found. That was only initiated by me. I sent him a text message. I was like, hey, this is Christine, Nolan's mom. I just want to see if there are any updates. Basically, he called back. There were no updates. He's like, we're still interviewing. And again, my concern, and also my husband's concern, was it was not even an hour that his body had been removed. And the sheriff came out and said, this is, accidental drowning. We don't think there's foul play. Again, that is why we're doing what we're doing and why we're moving the way we are. Because I sat there and asked them, please take this case as if this is your child, your family member, your whatever. And they promised that they would, but when you make statements like that straight out the gate, that's an issue. We did meet with the DA. She did promise, transparency and all of this, all of that. However, damage has already been done because now that's the narrative that's being pushed by the general public, who again, know nothing really, only what they're hearing from other people. So in addition to that, it's all these things coming up. And at the end of the day, like I said before, any parent that would be in this situation, you would do anything to find out what happened to your child. And that is what we're here to do.
It is very important to note that this narrative, this suggestion that it was an accidental drowning, nothing to see here, is troubling, even if that's the case. There were 300 to 400 people out on Horns Island. You mean to tell me nobody saw anything? Nobody can tell us anything about what happened to one of the few black people that were out there on that island that day? It just doesn't add up. The fact that they're saying Nolan said that he would stay behind, but yet an 18-year-old kid would not want his cell phone if he was going to stay behind. The fact that, you have the young lady saying that he said he was going to get back on the boat with the boys, and then the boys saying no, he said he was going to stay behind and talk to her. If that was the case, don't you believe Nolan would have said, give me my cell phone, I'm gonna stay behind. Give me my car keys, I'm gonna stay behind. It's not adding up. And so we're gonna keep fighting and digging until we get the answers, the transparency, the truth, the accountability, and justice for Nolan Wells. 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 Justice for Nolan Wells.
Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. We're going to have our Religious Affairs Committee join us quickly so we can have a quick word of prayer with the family, and that will conclude our press conference formally.
Good morning. It's a good morning in spite of all that we have heard. It's a good morning because we're here for justice. I'm Reverend Wendell Anthony from the Detroit branch and also a member of the National Board of Directors and a part of the Religious Affairs Committee, joined by colleagues who are here. I'm going to ask all of you if you would be so kind as to just link arms. Just link arms so that we can link ourselves around this particular moment and around this family. There's an old African proverb that says, those whom we love die only in the physical sense, but their spirit continues to live on in the will and determination of those whom they leave behind. Mr. and Mrs. Wells, I did not know your son, but I could tell from just looking at his photograph, I can feel the aura, the joy that you talked about. Classic. We all can experience and feel that. Ben Crump has chronicled the list of pain moments in our community by the deceased and by those who are now martyrs. We have been dying since 1619, still seeking justice. Pray with me. O Lord, our Lord, how very excellent is thy name in all the earth. We are here for but one reason, to answer the question, what does the Lord require of us? But to do justice, to love mercy, to even walk humbly with our God. Lord God, your people are here beseeching justice. We're here for transparency. We're here for truth. You who are the way, the truth, and the life. We're here because of you. Lord God, how long must we continue to pay evil a toll at the gateway towards justice? How long must we see our children lie bleeding in the streets, in the sand, in the water, and the asphalt pavements of this nation that we built? Even on July the 4th, a day that serves a lesson in mockery and dichotomy, where we talk about independence, yet we are not independent from those who seek justice. Help us, Lord. Bless us right now. Bless this family. Cover this mother whose tears fall down her cheeks. Cover this father as he remembers his son whom he taught and whom he mentored to play in life, but more importantly, to play the game the way it should be played in living. Lord God, we thank you so much. We've gone down the roads. They lied on Martin. They lied on Medgar. They lied on Malcolm. But more importantly, oh God, they lied on you. You who know about lies. We know that the truth shall eventually set us all free. Help us to get the truth, even in Mississippi. Oh Lord, help us to get the truth for our children. You know, like we know, there are more black boys in school than are in jail. We know, oh God, that there are more of us who are striving for the benefit of life rather than the poison from living. Oh Lord, how long will justice continue to lift up her brow so that she can see who is standing before us, so she can make a decision that is not in our interest, but in the interest of those who seem to be different from us. Help us, Lord. Don't we as a people bleed like everybody else? Don't we as a people need comfort like everybody else? Don't we as a people need justice like everybody else? Don't we as a people feel the pain when our children are taken from us like everybody else? Help America, Lord, because America has a problem. We don't have a problem. America has a problem. Fix the problem. In 250 years, we still seem to suffer from the same old problem. Fix America, oh God. Fix justice, oh God. Fix us, oh God. Fix Mississippi, oh God. Fix those who are standing at the gateway to break open the doors for justice. Not just us, but justice. Help us now, Lord. This is our prayer. This is our plea as we seek that which you have the power to give, and that is justice. The just shall live by their faith. The just shall live by their faith. And oh Lord, we know that when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Let's win in the name of justice. Let the people who love God, who are called according to his name for every good purpose, who believe in justice, say amen, amen, amen. Now give justice a hand praise. We praise God for justice. God bless you. President Johnson, I want you to know, and those who are here, there are 12,000 people who are looking at this press conference on YouTube. That was 30 minutes ago.
there were 14,000 people who were looking at it on the roofs. That was 30 minutes ago. Ben Crump, this ain't no secret. The nation is looking for justice. Love you, man. Appreciate you. Bless you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, okay.
All right, y'all. So that's it. The press conference has concluded. That was a lot. I think I understand now exactly what happened. Seems like, I mean, there's going to be a lot more to cover with regards to this. And I'll be able to give a lot more of my sentiments about it. I'll be able to give a lot more of my sentiments about it as we move forward. Like I said, we're not going to get off of this until the needle moves. But based on what I heard from the autopsy findings, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. But when you tell me, you know, if we looking at this as something that allegedly appears to be a clear cover up, and you tell me that the body has significant severe redness up in the back of the head area, and they conveniently excluded the throat, I mean, what y'all think? I mean, I saw some people in the chat saying it plainly. I'm not going to, for my platform's sake. But if you're talking about redness up against the back of the head and them excluding the throat, what y'all think? The good old-fashioned way. The good old-fashioned way. He said the skin wasn't broken, right? Without the throat, can you prove strangulation when the internal organs have already been removed and bagged and some of them conveniently left out? Can you disprove drowning or prove drowning? Two plus two is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. You know what I'm saying? Just doing the math, yo. Just doing the math. Thank you for the super chat. Meeting place for the $50 super chat. Said thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank y'all for choosing to watch it with me. Much appreciated. Thank you for all the new subscribers and everything. We're gonna have much more brighter and more fun and friendly and, you know, debate worthy days and stuff like that ahead. Today obviously isn't one of those at the moment, but yeah, from what I heard was missing and what I heard was there, it seemed like they, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like the, you know, the old-fashioned way. So my theory remains the same about Nolan in any state, whether he was alive or passed away already. I think his body did make it to the mainland, even if it was just for a brief moment in time. This is all alleged speculation, but I believe they, you know, took him, performed their ritual, and then dumped him, dropped him off. That's what I think occurred. As far as the exact details of what exactly they did to stop his pulse, does it matter? I think we know enough to know what it wasn't. And it wasn't him going for a swim in his full outfit. It wasn't that. It wasn't him going for a little swim in his full outfit. He got dressed because he was leaving with the people he came with, probably, most likely. And they did what they did to him. When you say that, when we just got done watching Warren say that there was 20 to 30 of them and 3 boats total, when we know that they made a call to get some issues with the boat worked out, but then they called the people off and told them they no longer needed assistance. Same thing with the Coast Guard. Coast Guard said they got a call, but the call didn't require assistance. Even a 6'2" physically fit young man isn't going to be able to ward off 20 to 30, 10, 8, 9 guys who trying to do something to him. Maybe it's even harder to ward them off if you've already spiked him with something. This is all alleged. But if you asking me what I think they performed their ritual and then they dropped him off. The rest of my sentiments, I can't speak on my platform. And that just is what that is for obvious reasons. This is all just deja vu. This is all just a reoccurrence of the same old shit. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Y'all know I stream a lot. Y'all know I'll be back. It's been 2 hours. You guys know y'all can count on me being here tomorrow. Y'all know y'all can count on me. I don't have too much more for y'all today, but I'm gonna say this. I said it yesterday and I'm gonna say it again, and maybe it means absolutely nothing to some of y'all, but maybe some of y'all will get why I'm saying it, and I have to be a certain level of cryptic. But on Netflix right now, they just reloaded all the Hunger Games movies. If I was y'all, I would sit down, get me some snacks, and binge watch the Hunger Games. That's all I could leave y'all with. I don't want to say anything closer to detailed at the moment. I need to gather myself. So, yeah, chat. We gonna call it one for today. I appreciate y'all so much. We gonna play a song. We heard the term mentioned an abundance of times throughout the press conference. We've heard it mentioned even at the funeral. And, you know, here at the Classic Codes, I've mentioned it a ton of times. Maybe they've seen some of the coverage we've been doing on Nolan and it inspired them to use the word, or maybe it's just trending. But whatever the case may be, I pray that my contribution to this, as well as all the other content creators who have invested themselves, has been some way, somehow beneficial, not only to just the Wells family, not only to Nolan's name and legacy, but to those who grieve with, you know, our intertwined brother. You know what I'm saying? Our celestial brother, our ancestral brother. You know what I'm saying? Our son, our cousin. You know what I mean? One of ours, one of us, you know, and along with all the others, right? This is just one case of many that are going concurrently right now. So hopefully here at the Classic Codes, we've been of service in a positive way, and hopefully we can continue to be. But today's been heavy, man. We're going to play this joint for Nolan. We're going to play a couple joints for Nolan. And then we're going to slide out, man. We're going to kick it off with Set Me Free. Watch the people around you. and pray away the things that don't belong. Let's go.
I'm only gonna do this once. Classic. Lord God, anything attached to me that could be holding me down and keeping me from my ascension. I pray that you detach that from me, so I can fly. They think ill about me, they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Gandhi, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. They made a mistake, I gave them some grace. I make a mistake and they won't do the same. People be dishing out what they can't take and they take what they cannot get back to the game. I'm unforgiving cause I'm unforgetting. I harbor resentment, I know what you did me. I am not Jesus, it ain't no repentance when I'm on a mission and moving relentless. Been here before, I know the feeling. Think it's forever, the end to be chilling. Mike Jackson, my life is a thriller. Close to midnight, I turn to the villain. Boundaries over sparing your feelings. Sebastian gone, you can cry me a rip. To be great, you gon' have to be different. When you say it, they gotta know that you meant it. Long as your actions match your diction, people gon' know that you standing on business. A lot of experiences come with this wisdom. I'm only giving you what I've been living. Enlightened now, but still remember the time my mind was a prison. Enlightened now, but still remember the time I felt like a victim. I remember. Talk. Enlightened now, but still remember the time I felt like a victim. Classic. Yeah. Lord God, let me fly, They think ill about me and they still around me. Lord God, please set me free. I ain't going out like Selena, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the closest way more than the people I don't. Cause the people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. Come to people I'm already knowing. People fickle, coming and going. People different when weather is storm. Some people pull over when it start to pour. Some people pull over when it start to drizzle. Some people foul, I can't get a whistle. Make it or miss it, I'ma keep shooting my shot like a pistol. I need you to hit me, I need you to feel me, I need you clear as a crystal. For all of my gotta go get us. This language I'm talking is different. Keep cracking the code, stacking your dough and using these hoes for business. Make money with her, not children. We catching bags, not feelings. It's the reason why scars still leave a mark when they done healing. It's the reason why all of us guard our hearts after hurt feelings. There really is no forgiveness. There really is no forgetting. It's happening for you, not happening to you. Just stay on the mission. Set me free. It's happening for you, not happening to you. Just stay on the mission. Set me free. Classic. You got that glow. And one thing
This one for Nolan, man. Let's go.
Classic. You know you got that glow. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. So give them a reason to keep hating on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Big oil farming, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, oil farming, how I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. Classic. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name. Real life, I'ma still love them the same. I'ma love them from outside of the frame. I'ma love them from outside of the pain. That type of hate don't belong on my paint. That type of hate don't belong in proximity. Lord knows I love to match energy. Won't smoke, I know the back chimney. No hope with me once you an enemy. Well trained, I break you down clinically. BTA is my ministry. Laying that belt, laying that leather. It ain't no pics, it's with whoever. Ain't gotta like us, but you gon' respect us. Before I be soft, I'd rather be deadly. Let's get it. Since I lost Sebastian, my heart has been heavy. Hard in my heart, now it's hard to be friendly. PTSD in my arms, he was heavy. Felt his heart stop, oh my God, I wasn't ready. Couldn't even walk, his last walk was with Granny. Heard he was sick and they said it was bad. I damn that collapsed, but my legs feel like jelly. Man down, I lost my family. Therapy dog, who gon' help with my sanity now? Think I'm about vanity now. Been in the gym, I'm trying to balance it out. Managing rage, out of line so people jumped off the page. Bad time if you really won't play. Bad time for you to play with my name. It's Candyman if you say my name. I'm up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. I'm having that aura, I got that glow. They hate it worse when they know that you know. Walk in the room like I'm covered in gold. I used to suppress it, was about to implode. I used to suppress it, was about to explode. Sore thumb in the room everywhere that I go. Black sheep for the fam, used to think something was wrong. Took a little time to realize I was chose. Took a little time to realize I was special. Ever since birth, been a cold under pressure. Wanna be great, gotta do a little extra. That's why I grind with obsession. Everything about me I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Or farming hoe, I'm up in rank.
All right, y'all. Before we get out of here, let's just do a quick little box breathing together. For the people that's new here, box breathing. We're going to inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and repeat. Let's do a little box breathing for those of y'all that need to settle yourselves, you know, reduce y'all heart rates, bring some dopamine and some euphoria into your system, and release some negativity, all right? So let's do a little bit of box breathing, and then we're going to sign off. On me, everybody, breathe out as hard as you can. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, y'all. My last request is always the same, man. Shout out to everybody that slid through to the chat. Shout out to everybody showing love. Shout out to all the bros sliding through that's always here. Shout out to all the newcomers in the chat that have found a home here at the Classic Codes. We look forward to having lighter-hearted conversations with y'all as well, to covering all this heavy stuff that brought you here. But shout out to everybody, man. But if y'all don't do nothing else for me, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah, yeah.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it. Even in the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time? For real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't call? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Put that on my soul. Oh no. They ain't hungry no more when it's time to eat crow. Or farming, I'm enhancing my glow. Ain't gon' argue with you about what I know. Photo album, all I'm seeing is ghosts. Had to remodel from pillar to post. Said what I said, I ain't come here to argue. You said congratulations, should've said sorry. Got it, now you won't be part of the party. Your access denied, I'm sorry, not sorry. When I needed air, niggas wouldn't have farted. Now they pulling up and thinking we solid. Now I'm on the phone talking $1 million topics. Up early, Zoom call out to Abu Dhabi. Don't answer my phone if it's gonna be about gossip. I don't really care, everybody got problems. That's why I be sharing my woes, letting y'all know it's okay, you can come up from the bottom. Scraping, scratching, clawing. Before I start running, I started with crawling. Before I got balance, I started with falling. Started with broke before I ever was balling. Started with hope before ever reward. They ain't show up till I became important. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing?